Oh yeah, oh yeah. A little bit of everything podcast. Luck is in the building. Who else would it be? What's the word? It's been uh it's been a solid month since I made a podcast. A month and a couple days, but it's been a solid month, man. Let me tell y'all something. I'ma just start right off the bat. We ain't gonna hold no punches. We ain't gonna act like everything is gravy and sexy. Life been beating my ass the last 70 plus days. Like, for real, for real. Last podcast, I talked in length about Earl and Low. Rest in peace to both of them. But after the podcast, I went on to lose another partner, RP to my nigga Wolf, and then lose another partner, my nigga Dom, RP to my nigga Dom. And then the day after losing my nigga Dom, lost my nigga Carl, man. Man, like I said, life been beating my ass. We ain't even 2 minutes into the podcast. I'm already telling you I'm in peril right now. You feel me? But I feel like, I'm not a denier of feelings. You know what I'm saying? So if you're really feeling it, you should say it. And it's been a rough go for your boy. It's been a rough go for me and my people. A lot of families involved and things of that nature. There's a lot of stuff that I cannot talk about on the podcast. But it feel good to be back though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Like, it just feel good to be able to talk in this motherfucker, man. I've been thinking about doing a podcast for weeks, man, but a nigga just been getting slammed with all of this shit. And I don't want to get on here and just not be myself. Like, that's not really my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a positive dude. You know what I'm saying? It's all love, positive guy. But sometimes this shit get hard, this shit get real. And I used to always say life is good. I still say life is good. I've been saying life is good since 2010, 9, 10. But life is hard is the part I had to add on to it. Because life is very hard. Life is good, but life is very hard. You know what I mean? And, we've been having to kind of thug through a lot of this shit lately. But, I ain't here for this. This ain't what the podcast is about. This is not about, my personal shit and venting and trying to get ears to lean on and shoulders to hold my head on. But I know it's a lot of people who listen to the podcast that's knowing what's going on with a nigga, and I'm appreciative for all the love and all them good things. But the show must go on for now. You feel me? For now. So let me tell y'all something. When Low died, I think it was the day after Low died, or the day Low died. It was the day Low died. My nigga Squeak, shout out my nigga Squeak, I put me on to, I never knew they made this shit, but the Cannabis Club sells weed syrup. Now, weed syrup is basically the exact same thing as lean or regular syrup. You pour it in a soda, you sip it. You can add a little candy to it because it do got a nice medicine-ass taste to it. But I like to throw it in the Fanta because that give it a little more sweetness. In any event, shit been having me high as hell, right? Now, before niggas get whoa, wait a minute, nigga, I ain't fucking up none of my priorities. I ain't missing no work. You feel me? I got all my shit together. But when I ain't gotta work, you feel me? I like to fuck with the syrup. So, in my endeavors with this weed syrup over the last 2 months, when I get high, I like to listen to music. And like, I'm talking about like I zone out on the music. Like, let me. Now, I've only told a couple people this, so for them, when they hear this, they gonna laugh and shit. But when I get off that shit, I get high, like, and I like to just zone out, sit wherever I'm at. I'm not really big on driving off it. I like to just get high, sit in the house, or jump in the car with somebody, and I just be in my own league. But when I be listening to music, like, I be in the studio with them. You feel me? I'm talking about, like, I sit back, I close my eyes, and like I could just see the rapper rapping, and I'm right next to the producer. We on the soundboard. He doing his thing, and it ain't like it's just me and the rapper and the producer, and like it's the whole entourage is smoking in the room, there's drinks flowing. But I'm just sitting there just watching the motherfucker rap. Like, I've never heard the album before or the song before. Like, I'm just in there. That's some really high shit, huh? But I be zoned out, y'all. I'm telling you. And I love to pull up and just sit in the house and just listen to music for hours. Don't matter who it is, from Future to Jay-Z to Wayne to Brian McKnight to Music Soul Child. Like, I just like to zone out on the music. It really brings me peace. You feel me? And yeah, I be up out of here, man. I don't do it often, but when I do it, I be in my zen. I be in my place. You feel me? I just be cool. I don't like relying on anything too much. Like, even when shit be going, like when shit be going on, like, I kind of gotta watch how much I drink, because I don't want to. I'm a thinker. You feel me? So if I feel like, you know, I'm doing something too much, or if I feel like I'm becoming dependent on something, like, I just kind of cut it off. I cut it down really short. I don't like the feeling of feeling like I'm dependent on something. It's just, that's how you end, in my eyes. And this is no slight on anybody else. This is just how I feel. In my eyes, that's how I feel like you that kind of starts your road down to, you know, needing the high or the feeling or the drunkenness or whatever the case may be. That starts your road to, like, needing it. I don't want to need it. I want to do it because I want to do it. You feel me? Or in my party mode, or I just want to have a good time. But the needing it to get through days, the needing it to get through work or get through events or people, like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, you know, I want to keep it social and fun. Not where it's like you're addicted to it. You know what I mean? Like, nothing about that to me is fun. So, but like I said, when I do it, you feel me, on the weekends or whatever, or when I'm off during the week, you feel me, I just zone out. One of the first, what I used to do when I do the edibles, I like to do, once the edible kick in, kind of like a comedy or something on Netflix or whatever they got. You know, or I can find a comedy and just roll. I'm talking about like stand up though. Like real stand up. And just sit up there and just laugh at the jokes, high as shit, and enjoying myself. You feel me? But yeah, the weed syrup, man, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, you ain't gotta overdo it. You just pour a nice little portion. They got it separated for you if you need be. And you make it happen. But yeah, the music, man. Like, I be in there all the way, fully listening, fully tuned in, fully turned up, enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to do it this weekend. Maybe we'll see. Probably we'll see. I got things to do this weekend. It's birthdays and celebrations and turn-ups and being a barbarian. So, I just want to be able to enjoy myself. But yeah, though, I definitely do get a little loaded. Skip the buffer off the little weed syrup. And it's just, coming a little whoop-de-bam. 1,000 milligrams, something like that. You pour it up at your leisure. And, you feel me? A nigga like me zone out on it. But it's cool, though. You know what I'm saying? It keep a nigga from drinking, too, because I just be high. I don't need nothing else. You feel me? I just get high, sit on the couch, get in the bed, jump in the car with somebody else, zone out. I ain't got to do nothing else. I try to be responsible with it as much as I can. So, my last episode was about... Well, it was named after Irv Gotti, and he was in his feelings, and that's based off the... Woo! My bad. I think that might be the first time I ever yawned on a podcast. I was over here fighting. I don't know if y'all could tell, but... I'm yawning on a podcast. It's lit. It was about Irv Gotti, Murder Inc. The whole documentary was on. The documentary was really good, I feel. But it was one part about it that stuck out, and no, it's not about Irv and his overdoing it with Ashanti, but the whole, which I wish it got highlighted a little more, but you kind of see the gravity or the gravitational pull of how big 50 Cent really was, and the bad timing for Murder Inc. too, with all of the federal shit, but that Murder Inc. G-Unit shit was real. And it was real kind of before you really even knew who 50 was. But the part that stuck out to me was, and this was the part, or this was what I took from it. How Ja Rule kind of had his own lane, which was a little thuggish, but really thug love, and needing the woman and catering to the women. And 50 really bullied him out of that. You feel me? 50 got that man trying to basically out-bully the bully. You know what I'm saying? Only to eventually get in the exact same lane that Ja Rule was in, with the kind of lover songs and thuggish lover songs and things of that nature. And I never really thought about how he really play pimped him out of his spot. Like, he really did that. Like, he basically wanted what Ja had, I feel like. And he bullied him out of that to take it. And they fell for the bait. Now, this is what I really feel, too. I think that Murder Inc., had they not ended up in that whole money laundering thing with Supreme, I think they could have maybe not overtaken 50, maybe not even been as big as they once was before 50 kind of came in and bullied them. But they could have still put out some hits. But if you seen the documentary, like, they was cash strapped. You feel me? Fully. Because the feds wanted them. And, it was really no way they could really wiggle out of it at that point. And it's crazy how once they came out at the end, like, they was really kind of assed out. You could tell how Ja ended up having to go to jail. You had the whole Fire Festival thing. And, Irv and, he was like, he was out of bread and pretty much had to shut the whole label down. Even with Lloyd kind of taking off real quick once they got up out of it. But, like I said on the last podcast, like, I wish Irv would have just focused more so on how much he really did for rap, hip-hop in totality than the whole Ashanti stuff. Because I kind of feel like that just demeaned or took away from how important he was. But that, and I'm going to say this too. It's my personal feelings. If you look at some of the stuff that they were saying in a documentary about how 50 was doing certain shit, and it's not nothing new if you really been listening to music for a while and reading articles and interviews, because I'm for sure one of them dudes back when we had the Source and the Double XL, and it was King magazine, I think, at one point, and then they had one more in there too I can't think of off the rip, but they would interview everybody. So I was really into reading these interviews, and you would hear, or you would read, you would see how, it would be two sides of a story, and you just kind of got to piece together how you want to, you feel me, interpret it. But like some of the stuff they were saying about 50, like kind of made sense. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they really let him play pimp them out they spot. And that's wild, but it happens like that, like quite often. Like people will try to compete with somebody else when you already kind of had your own thing going and you was cool with it, and then you try to jump in what they own because they own you with what they doing, and you didn't lost your track of your whole vibe, everything that got you going and had you moving at the speed of light, and you was cool and you was groovy and you was great. And then they'll be on what you was just on. Like, the good old play pimp, man, it really happens. And a lot of people don't see it coming. But I look forward. A Lil Baby documentary was really good, too. Really, really good. I would love to see a few more. I would love to see a Future documentary. A Nas documentary would be really dope. We probably gonna end up with a Thug YSL documentary at some point. Whatever happens with them. Who else would be a dope documentary? Just off the rip, sitting here off the top of my head. Entertainers, rappers, mostly. I don't know if Mary J has one. Well, she's not a rapper, but R&B too. I don't know if Mary J. Blige has one. If she do that, it'd be dope. I think if Cardi B had one, that would be dope. Jesus, anybody else? Off the top of my head, I can't think of nobody else. But like, just to name a few, like who just throw out, like real Cash Money would probably have a dope one. Who the hell? Yeah, like a real sitting down, real interviews. Like once BG come home, like really just Wayne talk about it, Juvie talk about it. You know, that'd be dope. Maybe a UGK one, so you kind of see how they started, because UGK is really big, and Southern rap being what it is. Just name a few. Like I'm a big documentary dude. I love them. I like to just zone out and watch them joints and enjoy it. Shit, hell, even the Lil Wayne one to be dope. Just him on himself. After, I would love to see how he kind of turned into the monster that he did once everybody left Cash Money. Because that's really what he became, the real monster, the real, one of the GOATs. You feel me? Top 5 in my opinion. If we gonna call it what it is. But, hell, there's a few documentaries I like to see. So let's talk about the one thing that's really going on for real right now. The whole PNB Rocket and the robbery and the murder. First of all, let me start here by saying I hate that we're in the era where people would rather record what's happening and try to help or stop what's happening. And I do understand that they only need one person to call 911. You feel me? But it's a good chance, you feel me? You could probably help that person who may be hurt by not recording. Or you might save the family members from seeing that. Like, I think about Nip, how, that is something that can still be seen. It's probably going to be able to be seen forever. And his kids probably going to see that one day. PNB Rock, who I believe he has 2 daughters. Like, one day could probably see their dad laying on his stomach, damn near dying. Like, I hate that this is the era that we're in, where somebody can be on the verge of losing their life and we're like watching it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's all bad. But in any event, on to the next segue of this whole thing. The whole people were trying to blame the girlfriend for posting where they was at. And I mean, it ain't her fault. If we keeping it all the way real. And I've been seeing shit for days about, oh, you gotta know what type of nigga you dealing with, and was it a setup and crazy ass shit like that. But bruh said, let me say this. You can't be in, rappers are targets. Let's just start there, no matter what. Rappers are targets. I feel like for every 7 people who love a rapper, it's 3 people, for whatever reason, hate him and want to take something from him. And that's fucked up, but that's kind of just the zone we in right now. But if the rapper himself will post on occasion where he is and what he's doing, and sometimes they still be there. Most of the times they don't. They shouldn't be there in my book. But excuse me, sometimes they do post where they at. Girlfriends and wives are gonna post where they're at sometimes. But according to him himself, he said he was being followed and niggas was on him and messing with him. But like I said again, they're targets. You know what I'm saying? They got all that money. They wear all them chains. They talk a lot of shit. You feel me? And not saying anybody deserves to ever be robbed or killed, but they're envied because they're so big. They got so much money. There's so many people that love them. This nigga sitting at home that think they got it like that, or rappers that wish they had it like that, and you feel me? They hating. They want to take that from them or take something from them and be able to say they took something from them. And it's unfortunate that bro lost life. I believe he was 30. Was he 30? Hold on, let me see. I think he was 30. Like, bro wasn't old at all. Look. Another thing I dislike is how he was 31. Oh, he was 30. He's finna turn 31. God damn, his birthday in December. What was I getting ready to say? Messing with y'all. Forgot my train of thought. Trying to look up bruh age. But yo, I really lost it. What's going on here? Maybe it's too late. In any event, long story short, as my nigga Low would say, it's unfortunate that rappers are targets as they are. You know what I'm saying? And I feel, and I know a lot of people or a lot of rappers are against it, but ain't nothing wrong with getting security, man, to protect yourself or your loved ones. And I know a lot of rappers say, oh, I got my niggas with me, or my brother with me, and my cousin with me. That's my security. Got the strap on them. But I would be thinking, me, myself, personally, like if I was the main rapper, right, of my group of friends, and let's just say for instances, purposes only, that Mo was my shooter, right? Why would I want to put his life in jeopardy trying to protect mine? Like, this is my friend. You feel me? So, why would I want to give him the gun to either kill somebody and have that on his conscience, kill somebody and go to jail for it, or get killed himself trying to protect me? Like, you can get security. Like, they're getting paid. This is what their job is. But I understand it's the stigma. You rap like you tough, or you are tough, or whatever the case may be. So security it's kind of frowned upon. In the rap community, you kind of look like you soft or a sucker or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's about making it back home, right? That's why we're speaking on making it back home along lines of the situation. Steven Jackson, the basketball player, or former basketball player, retired, was talking about, and I ain't gonna hold y'all, I lightweight think he said this a few years ago about checking in when you go to another city. And I'm a little on the fence about it because I think a lot of entertainers, rappers, singers, basketball players, like to move to cities like a New York or a Atlanta or a Miami or a LA. And they want to be able to move around how they want. And the whole paying for protection bothers me. But even having I would think as an entertainer, rapper, singer, as an athlete, you would garner enough attention, or you would get enough, what's the word I'm looking for? You would get enough love to where you already tapped in with whoever is quote unquote who run the city, quote unquote, or whoever is the biggest dude or the biggest gang, or like you already kind of be tapped in with them. They would come, you would see them out, you would get cordial with them, things of that nature. But to the point where you kind of gotta like get a pass to live somewhere, or gotta pay to get to live somewhere or go somewhere. Like, I'm just, you feel me? And this is the coldest part. Bruh might've, or rappers may live in LA or frequently visit LA for opportunities and things like that, but to get away from the environment where they grew up at, or where they came from, or the hood they was at, because they trying to avoid haters and people who want to kill them and jealous and envious of them. Like, it's almost like a lose-lose. Like, you can't stay where you at because somebody gonna want to take your life. But if you go somewhere else, you got to get checked in or tapped in, or somebody got to get cashed out for you to be there, or else they gonna be on you. And here's the flip side to that too. Even if you with the biggest boss or the biggest homie, or you paid the fee or whatever, somebody can still rob you and kill you. Like, that may take you away from that faction, Or shit, somebody from that faction might get you. Like it's like a lose for real, for real. It's unfortunate how much rappers are really targets, blood. Like it is. Like it really is, man. It's like a no-win situation. You know what I'm saying? But like it's sad, man. And then I went through this. If you ever get an opportunity to, I looked up it was it? Oh, let me make sure I got it right before I got it all the way. Now I can't find it. There we go. List of murdered hip hop musicians. Let me read this to you. It says 2 studies in the mid 2010s concluded that murder was the cause of 51% of hip hop musicians. The average age of death is between 25 and 30 years of age. That is crazy. Like that is really crazy. And that's kind of like the prime of your youth. You know, you no longer a child, adolescent, but you're not like fully grown. So you like right in where you really kind of learning yourself. And Jesus Christ. And it says in 2020, XXL wrote that of the 77 rapper deaths they examined, more than 40 remain unsolved. 77 rappers. So I went down the list. I just read some of these. A lot of these people I didn't know, but a lot of them I knew. And it's sad, man. It's almost like it's like about, well, shit, this year we've had what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 murders. Last year was only 3. Year before that it was 5. Like these, and a majority of these, probably the vast majority, is black artists, black rappers, getting killed over stupid shit, disputes over nothing. Who was the oh, that was Slick Rick I was reading about. He killed his cousin who was his manager for trying to extort him. In any event, it's really sad that all of these young black men, you feel me, are getting, killed for nothing. For nothing at all, because somebody want to take something from them that they earned. Not take something from them that they took from somebody else. They earned all this money they got. You feel me? They went through all kind of situations to get to that point. And you feel me? You want to take it from them. And not only do you want to take it from them, you want to take their life from them too. Like, fuck the family and the kids. Nigga, just give me what I came for. And then I'm going to kill you on you. It's just, shit is sad, bro. It really is. It really, really is. So, this has already started off kind of on a somber note. And then the shit with the rappers is a little bit of a somber note. Let me say something, or maybe a little bit of comedy at the end of this rainbow. So, I have these list of questions that I'm going to ask, people that get on the show. And the first question is, what is the pettiest reason I've ever stopped dating a woman? And I ain't going to hold y'all. I ain't even going to fake it. I went on a date with a chick. Now, mind you, this is early social media. You feel me? Off the pics and DM number, texting back and forth, talking on the phone back and forth. You feel me? And we go out and kick it. We go to a bar. And now mind you, she came in. My back was to one of the entrances, so I didn't see her come in. She comes up, you feel me, and she sees me at the bar, whatever. Sit down, we drinking, we talk, we having a really good time. And then she gets up to go to the bathroom. About 30, 40, 45 minutes in. And she like walked, like she had like a hunchback. Like she was linked over and like her back hurted. And it was weird to look at her walk away because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, why is she walking like that? No, not the limp. It was just a little arc. Like you feel like she was carrying something in front of her that was really heavy. So I thought I was tripping, you know. A few drinks I had, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till she come back. Let's try this again. And then she came back, and it looked even worse. It looked really, really bad. So, yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all. We finished the date, and I paid, and I left before because I didn't want to watch her walk off. Like it was that uncomfortable to watch. It looked like her back really hurt. So, what I did was, I was like, okay, maybe her back was really hurt. So, you know, over the next like 2-3 days, I'm trying to subtly. It's crazy how that B is silent and subtle. Subtly. Ass was her back hurting. Like, I'm trying to wiggle around or wiggle in the right way to be like, did you hurt your back hooping or lifting sofas or like you got a hernia, sciatica or something? Like you got something going on. And so, eventually, finally, she kind of caught the wave and she was like, basically she was like, nah, ain't nothing wrong with her back. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking like, all right, it's nothing wrong with her back. Let's try it one more time. And this time I sat where I could see her come in and yeah, she was walking like the hunchback of Notre Dame. But it was no hump on her back. She just had and it was no medical conditions. According to her. You feel me? At this point, I'm asking like, are you all right? Like, you don't really walk upright. And she didn't really have an answer. She was just like, this is just the way I walk. So, yeah, I couldn't fuck with the broke back bitch, man. It just wasn't happening. You did. That's petty, very much so. And I'm going to pay for that one day. But until then, yeah, man, baby back was fucked up. I bet you any good money she just had a really bad back and just didn't want to say it. But you could have told me that your back was fucked up. It's all good. We could have went and got massages instead of going to the bar. You know what I'm talking about? Like, your back fucked up. It's all right. It's all right. Bad back. But anyway, in any event, I'm glad I got to I'm glad I was able to hop on here and do this, man. You feel me? It feel good to just talk. This is very therapeutic to me. The podcast is very therapeutic. I appreciate everybody who been listening for all of these years. You feel me? What are we about to be 4 in? Shit, I think we're about to be 5 and I gotta go back and check the stats, but definitely appreciative, man. I hope I'm trying not to make this a monthly thing, but it's been real tough on you boys, so I feel me, trying to thug through as player as I possibly can. You dig? In any event, a little bit of everything podcast. I'll holler at you on the flip side. Peace.